For years, we've been told that an ideal woman should have perfectly smooth and hairless skin. And if she has body hair, then ew, that's disgusting. She is lazy. That's very unfeminine. That's just straight up unacceptable. And let me share a TikTok video of a man saying outright that body hair on women is disgusting. Take a look at this.
Female body hair is disgusting. Okay? I'm not talking about peach fuzz. I'm not talking about a little bit of peach fuzz that's there after a couple of days. Like, who gives a shit, right? I'm talking about the ladies who genuinely think they're defeating the patriarchy by growing a big old bush under their underarms. I don't believe that there is one man on this earth that finds, hairy underarms attractive. Not one at all. And you could be saying, hey, well, you don't do it for men. We don't do it for men. Bullshit. Bullshit, you don't. Everyone does everything to get a root. That's why people do everything. And hot tip, you're not destroying the patriarchy or saving the wage gap or saving the whales or anything like that just by not shaving. All you're doing is making people look at you and go, fucking ooh. I hate to sound misogynistic, but ladies, have a fucking go, will ya? Gross.
But I have to say it's disgusting. I don't like seeing this thing. It looks like a dude with skirt, okay? It's disgusting.
Now here's another TikTok video, and this is a German content creator sharing this TikTok video, and both of the men are speaking in German. By the way, I live in Germany in case you didn't know this. But let me translate it quick for you. One of the men started off by saying she's a 10 but has arm hair, and the other one responded with she's a 4. And the first guy continues by saying she can get rid of it if she realizes she's an 8 out of 10.
Deine 10 von 10, aber hat noch Armhaare. 4 von 10. Kann man wegmachen, wenn sie es einsieht? 8 von 10.
Now that's what's disgusting. The fact that many men think and feel this way is honestly insane, but their reaction didn't just appear out of nowhere. And in fact, this beauty standard for women didn't appear out of nowhere either. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Sweet and Savage Show and another episode of the Art of Practicing Self-Love series. Let's get on to the history part where I share with you where this beauty standard actually came from. In 1915, Gillette first introduced the first razor marketed specifically towards women, and their advertising portrayed women's body hair as an embarrassing, unfeminine problem that needed to be fixed. That started this beauty standard. It didn't just fall onto our laps like out of nowhere. And over time, advertising from Gillette and other companies helped normalize the expectation that women should remove their body hair. By the way, if you want to learn more about the history of this beauty standard, as in how Gillette specifically marketed the women's razor, check out the video in the description box below because that's where I actually learned about the history of this beauty standard. So if you want to learn more about that, then check it out. I found out that women in the past, they didn't used to shave. They weren't embarrassed or ashamed of their body hair. Shaving became something that was marketed towards women. And neither did men expected women to shave, and neither did men saw body hair on women as something that was gross. And it was Gillette that introduced women's first razor and marketed in a way that portrayed women's body hair as something to be ashamed of, as something to be fixed, as something that's unfeminine, and that is the problem. I feel like having women's razors, that's not a problem to me. Like, I see shaving as neutral. The problem is how it was marketed. That's how women started to feel like, oh, there is something wrong with my body hair. And men started to expect women to shave their body hair. If you're marketing your product towards women that you need to buy this because there's a problem with your body hair and you should be ashamed of it, now that's the problem. That is the problem because you are planting insecurities onto women, making them buy your product. I mean, that's how this industry works. You are profiting off of women's insecurities, and that is the problem. So many beauty companies exist by capitalizing off of women's insecurities and planting insecurities into women saying and making them feel like as if you need to buy this product because you're gonna be more desirable. You need to feel ashamed of this part of yourself. Like, that's not okay. But unfortunately, that is the case for many companies in today's society. And it was the case with Gillette. This beauty standard has conditioned men to expect women to have zero body hair or to feel extremely grossed out by something that's completely normal. Just like men who have body hair, so do women, and it's completely normal and natural. Because expecting women to look like children who haven't hit puberty is not only very unrealistic, very damaging, and also really like, this is messed up. What do you mean you expect women to look like hairless children? We are not children. You know the fact that we hit puberty just like men. And we have the right to have body hair. And we shouldn't be made to feel like as if we need to look like hairless children in order to be considered attractive or in order to be accepted and loved for being ourselves. Like, no. That is unacceptable and gross. That is disgusting. Because what are we, dolls? Like, no, we are human beings with normal body hair. No cap, if you want a doll, you can just go to the store and buy one. And dolls are hairless, dolls don't grow body hair. You can just go and buy from the store, but we are not dolls, we are human beings who hit puberty just like men, and we have body hair, and that's totally normal. So don't expect grown women to be dolls or hairless children, because we are not. Pretty dolls, pretty hairless dolls that exist for the male gaze. It's about the idea that a woman's body truly isn't treated as her own, but it exists to please some effed up beauty standards or expectations or rules of how women are expected to look like. When you vocalize something that has been internalized and something that's controversial, because apparently body hair on women is controversial, you realize how this expectation is. You actually realize all the ways it has impacted women and girls to feel about their body hair. But if it's not vocalized, if it's not talked about, then it stays inside. These insecurities, these feelings of, oh my gosh, what if someone sees my leg hair? Oh my gosh, I have leg hair. Jeez, oh my gosh, like my armpit hair is growing. That's like gross, that's disgusting. Or, oh my gosh, what if my boyfriend sees my pubic hair? It's body hair. You shouldn't feel ashamed about it. Which is the reason why it's really important to talk about it, to vocalize it, to bring awareness to this topic, and so that we realize all the ways certain beauty standards has been effing with your mind and your self-esteem, your body image, your confidence, and so on and so forth. Why do so many people, including both men and women, treat a completely natural part of the female body as something to be disgusted by? I believe that it also ties to the fact that we have this image of women and men, and it's like masculine to have body hair, where it's like, if you're a woman, you should be dainty, you should be hairless like dolls, and it's not feminine to have body hair, like it's gross, it's manly. And I truly believe that this expectation also ties into that women should be hairless because it's more feminine, and that a woman having body hair is masculine, like a beautiful woman wearing a beautiful dress, lifting up her arm and having armpit hair is like, oh my gosh, that's masculine. And men are the ones who are hairy, but women shouldn't be that way. Women shouldn't look like that. And you know, as a South Asian woman, I did feel kind of self-conscious about my hairy arms in the past. When I was 16 or 17, oh, when I grow up, you know, if I want to glow up and be an ideal woman, then I should shave my arm hair. For sake, I'm so glad that I broke out of that beauty standard, because that's just straight up bullshit. I truly believe that decades of razor advertising, media, this expectation and image that society has of a masculine man and a feminine woman and how they should look like and behave played and contributed into this beauty standard of women feeling ashamed or disgusted by body hair, or many men being grossed out by it and seeing it as undesirable and not attractive and not feminine.
What do you think about women who don't shave?
Don't shave.
No?
Thoughts on women having body hair?
Gross. It's not like good to lick, you know what I mean to say.
So no hair, no care.
No hair, no care.
I don't like it. It doesn't like feel good to me.
It's like kissing a man downstairs.
I mean, a little bit more masculine, but I mean, I'm good. If I see that, I'm good.
아무래도 좀 털 없고 깔끔한 게 더 여성스럽다 보니까 그게 더 좋죠. 근데 이제 아무래도 보통 여자들은 다 그런 걸 자기적 관리를 하니까 그게 좀 익숙한 것 같아요.
Okay, what do you think about men who don't shave?
Manly.
Manly?
And this beauty standard doesn't just influence men and how they perceive women, they also negatively influence women. Many women end up judging other women by the very same standards they've been judged by themselves. I think that's really sad because women should be the people who should stick together. Normalize the fact that body hair is normal. And yes, if you want to shave, go ahead and do so. But if you want to have and keep your body hair and grow it out, or if you don't shave your legs, that it's not disgusting, that it's not gross.
Laura says she felt more liberated and confident because of it. So
okay,
ladies,
but the question is,
yes,
was Laura single?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Laura
if you're by
is
yourself,
celebrating January #JanuLonely.
she gonna be all by herself.
Let's be
and
real.
the hair is actually good because it'll keep her warm in bed at night
Oh
when
my
she's
gosh.
by herself.
Yeah,
but no,
oh my God.
not like that. No.
I have to tell you something.
They should.
They should, obviously. Women should shave only for cleanliness, no other reason.
I don't really care. It doesn't matter. No.
Like it's your body. Do whatever you want.
Should women shave their armpits?
I think it's up to them.
Yes,
Why?
because it's unattractive.
And that's what makes these beauty standards so damaging and effed up, because it not only F's with how people perceives us, but also how women perceive other women, because women internalized all of these messages from the beauty standards and advertising and media and all that, to the point that you actually do start to feel grossed out if a woman does have armpit hair or choose not to shave her leg hair, because you also judge yourself and feel that way about your own body hair. The things that you judge in other people are the things that you are judging when it comes to yourself as well. And let me give you an example of this to demonstrate this to you, because when I was in 6th grade or in 7th grade, I don't remember, and I had a friend and we were changing our clothes, whatever, after PE, and one of the girl, and she was a bully, by the way, she was the one girl who bullied me, and my friend was changing right next to me, and she grew her armpit hair, and she had armpit hair, and the bully, the girl, and she was like, oh my gosh, that's so gross, that's so disgusting that you have armpit hair. And my friend was like, no, that's not something to be grossed out by, that's not disgusting, like that's completely normal. And I remember kind of feeling like, oh, you don't shave your armpit hair? Oh, I kind of feel a bit uncomfortable about that. Oh, that's kind of a bit gross. I didn't outright felt that way, but I kind of felt really uncomfortable. Like I didn't know that that was an option. I kind of did feel like, oh, that's weird. But, you know, she was my friend and I was still supportive. But then I was like, yeah, you know, I mean, I guess you can keep it. And I did feel ashamed if I were to grow out my body hair. This is just an example that if something isn't normalized, and if we ourselves shame ourselves for having body hair, feel disgusted by it, feel like it should be shaved, feel like it's a must and not an option, then we are going to judge other women for having body hair, for growing out their body hair. If you've been brainwashed, by the beauty standards, if someone does something out of that norm, you're gonna judge that person. You're gonna feel some type of way or feel uncomfortable. And this isn't talked about enough, but it's part of many people reinforcing the same beauty standard that many women are struggling to break free from. But I'm sure you came across men in the media, movies, TV series, shows, in the regular media with armpit hair, and you didn't bat an eye. You didn't think anything of it. But as soon as that's in a woman with armpit hair, oh, that's gross. That's disgusting. That's unhygienic. All of a sudden, the very same thing that's accepted when it comes to men, it's something that's unacceptable when it comes to a woman. Now, I know that I'm going to be receiving comments about certain women calling me unhygienic or disgusting just because I grew up my armpit hair or whatsoever, just their opinion on women's body hair are the same woman who didn't even bat an eye or didn't even say anything when they walked by a man who with armpit hair. They're also reinforcing the idea that a woman's appearance exists for someone else's approval, as in that they should be hairless dolls or children for the male gaze in order to be accepted as a human being. That is not okay. And when women are repeatedly told and made to feel like as if their body hair is gross, something to be ashamed of, they begin to internalize that and feel like they need to remove that in order to be accepted, in order to be part of the society, in order to be treated with respect. When men have body hair and they do get treated with respect, arm hair, leg hair, and they do get treated with respect and they are accepted. Whereas when it comes to a woman, it's controversial. And this is social conditioning. A related psychological concept is the mere exposure effect. When people repeatedly see one version of something, as in one version of how women should look like, that version starts to feel normal, while alternatives can feel weird and even unacceptable. Because if media and advertising repeatedly show women without body hair as the standard, then people may come to perceive that as the default, as the standard. That's how things should be. And will start to view body hair as something to be grossed out by, as something to be ashamed of, that's unnatural. And this is an example of how cultural norms are learned through repeated exposure and reinforcement. Because everywhere, as in models or female celebrities, we see fully shaved women all the time, and that has become the norm. And yes, there are a lot of women who feel the pressure to be fully shaved, feel like having body hair is unacceptable in front of the TV. If I choose to do a campaign with my armpit hair, like that's kind of unacceptable. Many women do feel that way and they feel the pressure. Well, you can absolutely want to shave and be like, that's what makes me feel comfortable, and that's totally okay, by the way. A lot of women in the media and movies and TV shows, we rarely, if not, we never see any woman that's partially shaved. Maybe she has armpit hair, like we never see that because it's not normalized, because it's controversial, because of this beauty standard. Women are expected to be hairless. And of course the media expects women to be fully shaved because of this beauty standard. Like, is the choice of me shaving coming from me, or is this choice of shaving coming from the beauty standard and the pressure or the expectations for women? I don't think many female celebrities ask themselves that question. A lot of women feel like, I can't possibly go in public with my unshaved armpit hair. I can possibly be in public with a few leg hair that's been growing out. Like, what are people gonna say? We see Victoria's Secret models posing for lingerie with fully shaved legs and armpit and maybe also arm hair. Honestly, I don't know if they shave it or they just don't have that much arm hair to begin with. But yeah, we see this all the time, and that has become the norm. Like, imagine if a Victoria's Secret model was walking down the runway with armpit hair. That would be on articles the next day. People would be talking about this in their YouTube videos. People would be writing articles about that because it's not normal, because it's controversial. That is also the reason why so many people expect women to be hairless like that. A lot of men feel like and believe, oh, that's how a woman should be. That's how a woman should look like. And if she does has armpit hair or even grows out her leg hair, that's kind of weird. That's gross. If we start seeing runway models or even Victoria's Secret models growing out their armpit hair, walking down the runway with a little bit of armpit hair or even a little bit of leg hair, that will legitimately start to change how men view women, how a lot of men view women, not all men, but a lot of men view women. Like, that would start to make a lot of women feel like, oh, it's okay if I have armpit hair or leg hair. It's okay if I have that. Oh, I don't feel ashamed about that anymore. Oh, that's normal. It would start to normalize that. People would start to kind of just see that as a normal, not something to be grossed out by, not something that's unfeminine, not something that should be ashamed of. That would start to change the view of how many people perceive women, including women themselves. If they see hot Victoria's Secret models all of a sudden with armpit hair, it's like, oh wow, you can feel hot and attractive with body hair. Through repeated exposure, something becomes the norm. All of the things that you used to think or assume, you start to kind of question that if something else starts to normalize itself. But the truth is also that men are not children, and they should understand that women, all women, have hit puberty and they have body hair. That women are not hairless children. Women are not hairless dolls. That's not rocket science, it's common fuck. And femininity is not defined by something so fragile as your body hair. You can shave it or keep it or grow it out sometimes, it doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want with it, but it doesn't define your femininity. And of course, like I said before, men have been strongly influenced by commercials to believe that women are more feminine if they do shave their body hair, because, you know, men should have body hair but not women, because it's more manly to have body hair. But unfortunately, that's the case. A lot of men believe that a woman's femininity is defined by how much body hair that she has. And a lot of women tend to believe that as well. So that's even sadder, to be honest. At least personally, that's how I feel. I do want to show you some female celebrities who have proudly showcased their armpit hair in public. So first one being Madonna's daughter, Lourdes Leon. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. And there are several other female celebrities who have embraced their armpit hair publicly. One of them being Julia Roberts, Rachel McAdams, and Miley Cyrus. That does make me quite happy to see them embrace that really unapologetically. Now, that should be normalized, that should be normal, but the thing is, there are several articles written about Madonna's daughter proudly showcasing her armpit hair because it's not the norm, because it's controversial, but it should be normal for a woman to show up at the Met Gala with armpit hair. And of course, Lourdes Leon, Madonna's daughter, lifted off her arm to show her armpit hair, proudly showcasing it, and people writing articles about that as in, oh, that should be normalized. Oh, that's cool because, you know, that's normal, that's body hair. It shouldn't be something to be ashamed of. Like, I get it. That's why people wrote articles about that. We don't talk about it if a male celebrity showed up at the Met Gala with armpit hair. No, we don't. Now, before anyone says, oh, it's just a preference, let me be clear. There's nothing wrong with having a preference. I have preferences as well. If someone says, I prefer the pubic hair to be trimmed or the armpit hair to be trimmed, that's one thing. But it's a whole nother thing to say body hair on women is disgusting. Or expecting women to be completely shaved, or expecting women to shave because according to them it's more feminine. And only men are allowed to have body hair but not women. It's a whole nother thing to say that someone is less desirable because they have arm hair. And these grown-ass men should be ashamed of themselves to think and feel this way. I can flip the switch and say, oh my god, that's so disgusting that he has a full-on beard. Like, oh my gosh, imagine like food getting in there, like that's gross. Or imagine like I could flip the switch and say the same thing, like ew, that's gross. Diabolical, such a double standard, how so many men expect women to be completely shaved while they have a full-ass rainforest underneath their armpit. They have a whole bush on their face. Chest, pubic hair, like, nah. If you expect us to shave, to be completely shaved, well then you gotta be completely shaved as well. And I mean completely. Me having armpit hair doesn't mean that I'm trying to make a political fucking statement and I'm trying to overcome the patriarchy. Like, no, I didn't shave my armpit because I didn't want to. But I do shave when I do want to. It's as simple as that. Or I'm not doing it because I'm a feminist. Absolutely not. That's not what I think when I choose to grow out my armpit hair because I don't want to shave. It's my body and I get to choose when I shave, how much, and when I want to. I'm not asking for a reward just because I'm growing out my armpit hair. Just because I didn't shave. No, I just didn't want it to shave. I didn't feel like it, so I didn't, and it should be a choice. I'm glad that I feel this way about my body hair, and I really like it. Body hair is body hair. And it's totally natural and normal. Because I believe that every woman should have a healthy relationship with their body hair, as in the fact that yes, I'm a woman and I can have body hair and I do have body hair and there's nothing to be ashamed of or grossed out by. I don't need to feel like it's less feminine. Now, however, you can do whatever you want with your body hair. Because for me, shaving is neutral. Shaving should be a choice, not an expectation. The need to shave should come from you. It's up to you when you shave, how much you shave, and how often you shave. And most importantly, which body part you shave, because that's something that you can choose. You don't need to feel the pressure to shave a body part that you don't want to shave just because it's expected of you to shave as a woman. You get to choose this, and it shouldn't be something that you feel forced to do.